Hi, and welcome to CPC's 34th annual tea and auction with a little bit of a twist. Who would have thought that last year when we were doing our first virtual tea that we'd actually be planning a second virtual tea? Not I. But one thing that we learned through this last year is how important a community, and especially a community of believers, is to help us get through everything that's happened in the last year. So we realized that unity was so important that we decided this year's theme needed to be unity in community. And so we thank you for being part of our community that keeps CPC going. This time we also decided that the tea, you all needed to have some control in what went on. So with that, the Tea Your Way was born. So for all of you who have teed in the past, and yes, tea is a verb, it's not just a noun, it is a verb. You probably remember some of the best parts are getting together with friends, old and new, and celebrating and building up what God has happening in the ministry of the Community Pregnancy Center. That's a great part of it. But honestly, and I think we can be honest with each other, the real reason is for those over the top, beautifully decorated, fun tables. Now, that's always been one of the big parts of the tea is the table decorating competition. And if you remember in the past, we have 3 different categories, and the people that are the winners of each of those categories receive a free table at the next year's tea. Well, we want that to happen this year. So we want you to post pictures of your group and what's happening, but most importantly, we also want you to post pictures of your tables, because we are going to pick the 3 winners for free tables at the 2022 tea, because it is happening in person. And that does not matter if it's here in Anchorage or if we need to move it out of town. It is going to be in person. So take those pictures, and we want you to share them on Facebook. And we're going to have you do 2 things. One, if you can put at Friends of CPC Anchorage in the text, that will connect it with our Friends of CPC Anchorage Facebook page. But most importantly, tag it. Yes, everybody gets to hashtag, so hashtag CPC Tea Your Way. From that, next week, we will pull a group of judges together, and we will choose the 3 winning tables, and you will all receive a free table for next year's event. We're looking forward to it. So in the spirit of teas past, I'm ready to get going. So I'm here with my cup of tea. I'm ready to go. Now my table might not be decorated. I've decided since I cannot win, I'm not going to focus on that. But I think we should get ready to go. But we can't have the tea without our auction. Every year we have an amazing auction, and this year we have over 100 items that are available online. And the easiest way to sign up for that and join in is to go to friendsofcpcanchorage.com/tea your way, and then click the button that says join the auction. There's some amazing things there, and I hope you get an opportunity to bid to your heart's content. Just like most of you, we never thought that we would have had a year like this last year. But all we know is that God is good, and He brought us through it stronger than at the beginning. This past year has taught us quite a bit about why we are here and what we are here to do. But it's also brought us out of it sharper and more ready to serve the women and men that we see. We are ready to meet them with compassion, help, and hope through the love of Christ in a difficult time in their life. During this, God has planted some seeds about where CPC might be heading in the future, and it's really exciting to think about. But where we are right now, we're excited to see them plant and start growing and see what they grow into. And we're excited that you all are a part of it as we start going through this process. But most importantly, we know that we have to focus on the here and now. We can't look at the past to pull us back. We can't spend too much time looking to the future, because we are here to serve women and men that are experiencing unplanned pregnancies and facing decisions about that pregnancy and parenting, sharing truth, sharing hope, and sharing the amazing gift that is life given to us by God. When we were praying about what this tea should have, who should we have as a speaker, or entertainment, or what it's going to look like, we all got a message that was pretty clear. We needed to focus on real things. So we thought we should focus on real people, real stories, and with that, real life. So we're really excited to bring you 3 stories from people that firsthand know about CPC. They have been in the center, and the exciting part is they've all come for different reasons. They all have had different backgrounds, and they all have a different story. But they've all been there to benefit from what we together, you and the team at CPC, are able to create when we come together to glorify God.
Hi, my name is Judah. This is my wife, Danae, and our daughter, Elizabeth. And we went through the Community Pregnancy Center program. And so, first of all, like my thoughts when we first found out that we were pregnant, I was very surprised. I was very kind of a little bit scared, and I was super, super excited. So it was a whole mix of emotions when we first found out.
Yeah, when we found out that we were pregnant, we knew that we needed a pregnancy verification for our insurance, and that's how we found the Community Pregnancy Center. And our first visit there was so helpful. They prayed over us and really eased a lot of our nerves. They helped us with our insurance questions. They helped us find a doctor, and we got to see our baby on the ultrasound for the very first time. It was a really great experience, and we both loved it and joined their mentorship program, and we both enjoyed that as well. The information that they gave us through the videos and as well the mentorship was really valuable to our parenting, our birth. It was really helpful for us to be able to look back on that information and have that during this crazy time that is pregnancy and childbirth.
Yeah, I got to go through the dad's mentorship program where I met with the dad every other week, and we watched a lesson and we kind of talked through some different questions about stuff going on and kind of just talked about life. It was very life-giving and inspiring, and also very supportive in the times where, because pregnancy can be a tough time where like I'm wondering, wait, what's going on with this? How does this work? I don't know about this. And the dad I met with was very supportive and helped me. And also I got to watch different videos on fatherhood. So now that we have our baby, I get to look back to those different lessons that we learned about fatherhood and be able to put that into practice.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. We had a lot of really great experiences. I remember the nurses at CPC just being able to ask them questions. And I remember one instance where they told me, they said, just because your doctor says that you have to do that, you don't. And they really helped me know what was best for my pregnancy. And we really enjoyed everything that we got to learn at the CPC.
And what the Community Pregnancy Ministry meant for us was kind of a hope in a time that was kind of a trial for us. And it gave us a new opportunity to learn, and it was very helpful to us. So we thank you for that ministry.
Thank you, Judah, Danae, and little Elizabeth. It was great having you join us and share your story of what brought you to CPC. Now, just like them, many people come to CPC thinking they're coming just for the pregnancy test and that's it, for whatever the reason might be. But we discovered that quite often they stay around for quite a while. They start developing connections and relationships that carry them for a long time. And some, they're going to be lifelong connections. Now, connections are also important, and that's connections with you. One thing we have discovered is one of the most valuable and important ways that people hear about CPC is that you, our supporters, share with people. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce you to Shantavia and Chance. She's exactly a person that came to CPC because one of you were bold enough and comfortable enough to share about the amazing things this ministry does.
Hi, My name is Shantavia Shelton, and I wanted to talk about how amazing the Community Pregnancy Center is. When I found out I was pregnant, I was probably like eight weeks pregnant. I took a few pregnancy tests at home, and they were all positive, and I was still just in total denial. The next day or so, I ended up going to work and telling a close friend of mine and coworker that I found out I was pregnant, and she was like, well, she gave me all the community pregnancy center information, and I called on my lunch break and got an appointment like the very next day. Ended up coming down on my lunch break, got the pregnancy test, the little goodie bag and everything. And a week or so after that, I ended up coming and having an ultrasound and saw my baby for the first time, and it made it so much more surreal. Getting out of an abusive relationship and then not knowing what I wanted to do with if I wanted to continue the pregnancy or abortion or adoption or what I really wanted to do in that sense. Everybody at the Community Pregnancy Center really kind of helped me make my decision, because if it wasn't for them and their mentorship and their classes that they had, I wouldn't have the resources that I had to kind of learn as the weeks go by, kind of prepare me for what I was going to experience in each trimester, what I was going to experience going through delivery and labor. All the videos and mentorships and everything like that really helped me out. And I think it has made me a much better mother right now. I am a single mother. My son is 18 months old. His name is Chance, and he is the light of my life. I've learned a lot being a single mother. Yes, I have family to help, but the program, all the different programs at the pregnancy center have really helped me to kind of navigate through being a mom and how to deal with being pregnant and everything. But honestly, the pregnancy center, I feel like if I wouldn't have ended up at the pregnancy center, my life wouldn't be what it is today. Just with their resources and everything, and even me still going there to this day, has really helped me succeed. For them to just be in me and my son's life and any kids I may have in the future. But I will always stand beside the Community Pregnancy Center and support them no matter what, because they are truly amazing and they are truly a godsend. Without them, I could say this 100 times. Without them, I honestly do not know where I would be. And I believe that's why you should support the Community Pregnancy Center, because I will always support them. If I have more kids in the future, I will continue to go to them, or until my son ages out, I will continue going to them, because that's how amazing they are. And I think that's about it. But thank you again for listening to my story, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.
So one thing that you may have heard during our first speakers, and that we in the center see that has great impact, is that relationship and that connection that builds during our pregnancy and parenting classes. Now, some of you may know that as Earn While You Learn. We've realized as we've looked at it, and with changes to the program, that it's much more about impacting their life, not just the pregnancy and parenting time, but life skills and everything from budgeting to creating a resume and buying a car. So many other things. And so we've made a change. Earn While You Learn, well, it's still an Earn While You Learn program. We're changing the name of the program to Life Lessons, because that's really what we're seeing that focus is about. Now, one exciting thing about our Life Lessons program is in the last year, we have had a 300% increase in enrollment. 300% is a lot. With especially our women's program, they're doing the lessons and then they have a one-on-one mentoring time where they sit down and it's all about what they need, the help they need, the support they need, and just the mentor pouring into them. Well, with a 300% increase, that's caused us to have to change how we do that. We are now in a spot where we are pushed out 6 weeks between each meeting with them. So what that means is we need more mentors. So women, if you want an opportunity to speak into some women's lives during pregnancy and beyond, we would love to have you join us at the center. It's a 4-hour commitment a week. And if you want to learn more about it, the training and how it's set up, just email jointheteam@cpcanchorage.com or give us a call at 337-9292. Because together we're able to fill that need and really impact people's lives. So one of the greatest things that there is about our location is we're really close to the universities. And we have an opportunity to interact with some students and people that are connected with the university in other ways. So we're really excited to have an opportunity to have Bryce and Anna Dari and their son Kai join us for our last speaker.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bryce.
Hi, my name is Anna Dari.
And this is Kai.
This is Kai.
Yes, this pregnancy was definitely not planned. I was so happy at the same time, very, very scared. But I knew that he will be very supportive of me. So
Yeah. So when I first found out that she was pregnant, I also had a feeling in my head too that this is something that I wanted to as well, and I would support whatever she needs. But I also knew that I didn't know everything, and I think I had to be honest with myself.
you know, I'm a college student, and my main goal in recent years has been getting a degree, but I never imagined myself becoming pregnant anytime soon. So I never paid attention to this place, but I saw this giant sign saying free pregnancy test, and then I was telling him we need to make sure I'm actually pregnant, so let's go somewhere. And then I was like, just think about this place. Oh, let's go to that community pregnancy center. I'm sure they will help us make sure that we are pregnant actually. So
A lot of it didn't really hit me until I saw the ultrasound picture. And that's when all the nervousness and excitement really mixed with each other. Because now I was actually experiencing or seeing for the first time our now son, but realizing that, oh man, I'm gonna actually have a baby.
we organized everything very well, I would say. Bryce and I, we planned, we talked about everything. Let's take classes, let's learn first, and let's do everything that we are supposed to do, but do them together. Not knowing that he was taking some dad classes here, I never had to worry about anything like that. I just was like, hey, I don't have to push him to take dad classes. He likes to come here, he likes to learn, he likes to prepare himself before the baby is out. So another thing is we both don't have our families here. So coming here and being able to talk to somebody older than us and getting some advice, it's something that we really need just because at this moment our family and parents won't be able to talk to us when we need help. So it was very educational at the same time, like warming.
Yeah, I did feel a little bit alone before we had this, just because it was just us. And we hear a lot about other stories of like some of our friends who got pregnant and their families came in. So it was nice to come here and feel like we have people to talk to, or we have, like, for me, having a dad coach, it was like being able to talk to my dad face to face, and that's something that I missed out on without having my dad physically here.
Okay, so my viewpoint becoming a dad was you grow up and you have these expectations that dads kind of know everything, but you have to also realize that there has to be a start somewhere, and you can't just start somewhere and immediately know everything. Being able to talk to Gerard, but also Gerard also invited other people to join us too as well. We had Kyle come in at some times, but it was a great way for me to get a diverse view of fatherhood. Fatherhood is different, just like how every child is different too. We all have different schedules, we all have different goals in mind, we all have different traditions too as well. So being able to hear everyone's story and hear everyone's opinion too, really, I felt like helped shape and develop my fatherhood and who I want to be as a dad, instead of having to assume things or having to really just try to observe. It was just a lot easier just to say, hey, like, I have this certain thing going on, what should I do about this? So being able to speak with others, it also makes it feel more like a community instead of it feeling like, oh, I just have one dad coach, because there's actually quite a bit here too. Another thing too, before Kai was born, we were attending CPC classes. I remember when Gerard first gave me the sheet of awards, like, being able to get a crib, maybe just some of the things that one baby buck will pay off towards. At first thinking, okay, well, this seems like a lot to work towards, but like the first time I went, I got like 5 baby bucks, and then the next time, and then it kind of faded away of me just thinking about how much baby bucks I was earning. I started thinking, okay, just attend the classes, don't worry about the baby bucks. Kai's not even, our baby's not even here yet, let's just keep going with the classes. And I think one day while we were like starting to shop for things so that way we can prepare his nursery room, I pulled out the bag of baby bucks that we just stashed away every time, and realized that we had a pretty huge chunk of baby bucks that we saved over time. And to me as a father, that meant a lot to me, because I was, at that time, I was trying to do everything I could to provide, and that gave me purpose of being the provider, and realizing that my time that I put into this paid off, and being able to feel secure that, okay, we have enough for diapers. He can poop or pee as much as he wants to, we can get as many outfits as we want to. Coming to dad class one day and Gerard surprising me with the car seat and stroller, that felt really amazing to me, because it wasn't like I could have just worked and gone to Target or Walmart and bought one, but it was sitting there and it was saying that,
brand new.
yeah, and I got to a point in my coursework that I earned that, and I learned so much, and I felt like more proud than me just going to a store and buying it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think If there was no place like this, I don't know. I think like there will be. I think we will still make it, but you know, with like help from this place, it makes life so much easier. For example, we're just college students, had a baby, and starting with being able to talk to the coaches and being able to shop here and get all these like clothes and all the needs that babies, you know, use. It's very rewarding when you go to like mom's class, dad's class, and then you get paid with those paper monies, and then you feel like you're very productive. To me it's very important for new moms and dads.
Another thing that I want to note on the earn while you learn, and I think why it's also really great, is because to encourage other people to donate too, and why we have donated Kai's old clothing to here, is that there's this benefit of sustainability and having clothes come home to a great purpose. Everyone who comes here has a purpose of why they are taking something from the cachet. So you know that when you donate something here, it's going to be used well. Knowing that it's not just going to go to a landfill or just going to be tossed in the back of a closet somewhere, I think really gave us like peace of mind knowing that, okay, everything here is going to be used for good purpose.
Paying for diapers, when you sum it all up, it costs a lot to have a baby, and we are not able to work as much because we're students, like I said. So coming here, taking classes, educating ourselves, and then being rewarded, it's very amazing. And then it helped a lot. I would say a lot. We're still getting Kai's diapers. He's almost 1.5 years. Why I'm saying this is people should support CPC more, so that way CPC will be able to support all the other young parents, or just in general, new parents. So if there is no supporters, CPC I think won't be able to make this happen for us. So yeah. And sorry.
No.
And us too, when we love to donate to CPC when we are able to. So I think even after Kai is bigger, I think we'll be always around, and as much as we can, we'll be able to help or volunteer or donate, so that it's like cycling, you know.
Pay forward.
Yeah, we knowing that we are being helpful for other parents, so it's amazing.
So thank you, Bryce and Anadari, for sharing your story. And also an extra special shout out to Kai for sharing his story in his own special way. We love it when we get to see the little ones come back into the center, and this was no exception. One thing that really struck me with Bryce is how he felt that he was learning how to give back. And that's such an amazing thing. When somebody realizes that giving them back is such an amazing part of what is their responsibility after having things given to them. And so who knows, he may be a future dadhood coach, or he may be somebody out there that's sharing the amazing things that together, because of your support, we're able to do at CPC. So Bryce, thank you for sharing that. Now Bryce, you also heard him mention the cachet. He's not the only one that refers to a cachet. Some of you may have known that we have the baby cash, But we've discovered that most people don't know what a cache is. So we've made another change as well. The baby cache, we had wanted to change it to Baby Depot, but that name's already taken and we figured we might get in trouble for using it. So we are very excited to be changing the name to the Mini Depot. But it's still the same thing. It's still there for moms and dads to come in and get those baby items that they need. So just one more way that we're making some changes at the center. This year marks the 4th T since I became executive director of CPC. And I have to tell you that every year this is an amazing thing. It's a lot of work, but we are continually amazed and blessed by the support that we receive from our community. I want to share one more story with you. I'm going to introduce you to Maggie. Maggie came to us. She was new to Anchorage, newly married, and was experiencing some new feelings and symptoms that she never had before. Somehow, somebody she was talking to told her to come to CPC because we could help. And so she came, a little reluctant, but she came. And she brought her husband with her. They had a pregnancy test, and it was positive, and we were able to do an ultrasound with her the same day, which is always nice when we can do that, especially when it's somebody like Maggie and her husband were really contemplating that abortion was the right option for them, because they were newly married. They wanted to be parents, but now was not the right time or what they had planned. So they thought that was the best option because that's what everybody told them. Well, after seeing the ultrasound, they decided that they wanted to parent. That, well, this wasn't the time they were going to do that because that was their baby. They left, and about a week or so later, Maggie reached out and said she wanted to join our new Life Lessons program so that she could learn about parenting, because honestly, she was quite freaked out about the concept of having a baby. Her husband figured that he'd be fine, and so she started on her own. Now, through those Life Lessons programs, she had her one-on-one mentoring, and at that time, they were meeting at least once a month. Maggie and her mentor developed a really good relationship, and Maggie looked forward to each time that she came in. And honestly, her mentor did too. Through those times, they started talking about many different things about life, and Maggie said, "What is different about you? Why are you so hopeful? Why are you so happy?" Well, that opened the door, and the mentor was able to say, "Well, this is why." And at that time, was able to share the gospel with her. Maggie left that session and came back to the next one with more questions. They talked more. And by the end, she's like, I think I want that in my life. I think I need that. I need that relationship with Christ. That's what will really make a difference for us. So she went home after she said, I just can't pray here. I need to do it myself in private. Well, she must have gone home and been doing some talking and sharing, because at her next scheduled session, Maggie came in with her husband leading the way. Her husband proudly announced that, we've talked, and since I am the head of the household, I need to be the one that leads us in a prayer of salvation. That right there is why we do what we do. That right there is what we do together because of your support. We're able to do that with Maggie and her husband and many others throughout the year. And now I invite you to be a part of CPC's family by making a gift to support the ministry at the center and help provide hope to other people just like Judah, Danae, and Elizabeth, Shantavia and Chance, and Bryce and Adari and Kai and Maggie and her husband. Each gift you make goes towards our ministry and the support that we provide. Many times people attend, or has been recently, tune in to fundraising events already determined the amount that they're going to give. And one thing that I have learned over the years is if you make a decision before taking your time to pray about it and ask God what direction He wants you to do, many times you put God in a box. And I don't know about you, as I don't want to be the person that put God in the box and kept Him from doing amazing things that He has planned and in store. So one thing before we hit the point of giving, I want to make sure that you prayerfully consider what you give. I want you to consider your giving. Just so you think about it, each gift of $25 helps us provide a pregnancy test and decision counseling to women and men that come into the center unsure about their options and what they're going to do. Now, some people may be able to do a larger gift. A gift of $225 provides an ultrasound exam, which we say after prayer, that's our most powerful tool that we have, because it demonstrates life right in front of them. When they see that heartbeat, it changes the discussion. One thing to know and cling to is that no gift is too small and no gift is too large. It's about what gift the Lord tells you to give. So in a minute, we're going to pray. But one last thing I do want to say is, if one thing over the last year we have learned about support for the center, monthly gifts are so important. It's those gifts that sustain us through times so that it is not just an event. If we lose an event or events change like they did last year, there's a big change to what we are able to depend on and what we are able to do as we look forward to the ministry and the work that we do for the Lord. So as you're considering your gift, I ask you to consider a one-time gift. But I also ask that you prayerfully consider providing ongoing support to the center so that our ministry keeps going. So there's a few ways that you can give, and probably, especially since we're online right now, one of the easiest ways is to give through our website. The easiest way is to go to a site that most of you are familiar with by now. That's friendsofcpcanchorage.com/tyourway. You'll find a give button there, and click on that, and that'll allow you to enter all your information, and it will automatically process. If you wish, you can also mail or deliver your donation to CPC. Our address, you'll see it on the screen, but it's also 4231 Lake Otis Parkway, Anchorage, Alaska, 99508. And some of you will have giving envelopes. A few people had requested those for groups. And if you have that envelope, that provides you all the information to do your giving. And in most situations, I believe the hosts are planning on collecting all those and bringing them to the center together. But no matter what way you give, just know that we are eternally thankful for what you do give in support of our ministry. So would you join me in a prayer? Father God, we are so humbled and amazed by you and how you bless us. We are amazed by how you shape each person and pull our experiences and our gifts together, all for your glory. And Lord, we thank you that you've brought each of us, and each of us according to what you've given us, to support this ministry, to support those conversations with couples, just like we heard from today, or from single moms, like we heard from today. All with the hope of showing them that not only is choosing life for their baby important, but receiving that abundant life that is through a relationship with Christ that makes a difference. Prayerfully guide us in how to use our finances, our gifts, and our time, all for your glory. Amen. Thank you very much for joining us and for committing your time and investing in His work here on earth.